I am Christelle from Diabetes Strong, and today I'm going to take you through how to get started, how to get set up with the RapidCalc app. So if you manage your diabetes with insulin pens and syringes, so multiple daily injections like I do, you probably know how hard it can be to remember when did you take your last dose, how much did you take, or even go through all of those calculations of figuring out how much insulin should you actually take for a meal or for correction. RapidCalc is a brilliant app to help you manage all of that. I'm all for making diabetes management easier, and I really think it's a brilliant tool for that. I do have to mention it is not FDA approved. It is not approved by any authorities. So if you do this, it's kind of it's an own risk kind of thing. I've been using it for years before I moved to the smart pen that I use now, but I've been using it for a long time and I find it extremely helpful. What the RapidCalc app can do is it can act as a bolus calculator. What it is a calculator that can help you calculate how many units of insulin to take for a meal, or again, for correction. And what it does is that it takes into consideration your carb ratio, so how many units of insulin you need per grams of carb, your correction factor, meaning how much will 1 unit of insulin lower your blood sugars. It will also take into consideration whether or not you have any insulin on board, IOB. The only way that this app can know if you have any IOB, active insulin on board, is if you continuously use it and track all your doses. Because that's the brilliant part about the RapidCalc app, is that every time you track a dose in the app, it will remember. And since rapid-acting insulin, like your Humalog, your Novolog, will stay in your system, it'll stay active in your system for generally 3 to 5 hours, it's really, really important that you know how much of that is left in your system. So the bolus calculator, again, can help you do all of those calculations. Because you might intuitively be doing it right now, but most likely you don't have a structured approach to how much insulin do you have on board, what is your current blood sugar, what is your carb ratio, what is your correction factor. The RapidCalc can do that for you. And the good news is, once you have programmed the app, program is not really the right word, but once you put in, again, your correction factors and your carb ratios and your blood sugar targets, it does all the calculations for you, so you don't have to do that every time. Your carb ratios, as well as your correction factors and your target blood sugars, should be something that you get from your doctor. So have a conversation with whoever helps you manage your diabetes. Have a conversation with either your endo or your primary care physician and say, okay, what kind of carb ratio should I assume? And maybe you already know your carb ratios and then don't worry about it. Most people will have different carb ratios throughout the day. So that means that they might need a little bit more insulin for, let's say, 20 grams of carbs than they do in the afternoon. That's simply because most of us are a little more insulin resistant, meaning we don't utilize the insulin as well in the morning versus in the afternoons. Very normal. That's the other cool part about the app, is that you can actually have different carb ratios for different times a day. Same thing with correction factors. If you're more insulin resistant in the morning, you will need more insulin to correct a high in the morning. If you don't have an app or some structured way of tracking all that, most likely you won't be remembering how to do that. Okay, so again, check out the RapidCalc app. You can download that in the App Store. It's only for the Apple products right now. Download the App Store. This time it's $8. It's a one-time fee. I am not associated with them. They are not paying me. I think it's worth the investment. Let me walk you through, and I'll do a screen share with you. Let me walk you through how to get it set up and get started, because there's quite a bit of information that you need to fill in. But what you need to get from your doctor before getting started is your carb ratios. So how much insulin do you need per grams of carbs? So let's say it's 1 to 10. That would mean that 1 unit would cover 10 grams of carbs. Next thing you need to get is your correction factor. Again, how much does 1 unit of insulin lower your blood sugar? And then the third thing you would need is what is your target blood sugar? So those 3 things you'll need. So let's just get started. First thing, open up the app and it's going to prompt you to get your settings in. So you click this little icon down here and we're ready to start. So first thing is it going to be millimole per liter or milligram per deciliter. So I choose milligram per liter, deciliter here. Next is your carbohydrates. So it has a default 10 grams portions. I mean, I count my carbs, I just go for grams. Next, we look at your units. So can you take half units, can take whole units? So you just choose whatever units your pen can give you. So I can take half units, that's what I do. You can choose the maximum dose, you don't have to, but that just means that it won't recommend like more than, for me, 20 units per dose. Once you're done, you click this little arrow and then we get to the next page, which is about your blood glucose thresholds. And here you just put in your lower and level. So this is where you want your blood sugars to be. So I don't want to be below 80, let's say that. I don't want to be higher than 180 is most people's range. I usually have 160. But you just put in whatever you're comfortable with, the guidance from your medical team. Also, do you want a hyper warning level? So that basically means when you type in a blood sugar, let's say 70 for me, it will give me a warning. Let's click to the next screen. So that is time periods. So that's just if you want to specify time for your different meals. So for example, here it's at breakfast starts at 7 a.m. And you can just adjust all of those. Dinner is probably not at 2, let's say 6 p.m. Once you have that in, you click next. Down here, we get to the next screen. This is target blood glucose levels. This is an important one. Here is where you put in what you want your blood sugar to be at different times. So here I want it to be 100. Maybe I want it 120 after, 100 again. So this is very individual. You might be higher. So you just put in those levels that you agree with your medical team. You might want to be a little higher overnight. There we go. So that's what that could look like. Let's go to the next screen. Click down here. That's your correction factor. That means how much would 1 unit of insulin lower your blood sugars. Okay. So again, this is often based on experience. I kind of know mine. So I know at breakfast time, 1 unit of insulin is for the most part lower my blood sugar is 50 milligrams per deciliter. It's kind of my rate for most of the day. I sometimes do get a little more insulin sensitive in the afternoon. So let's say it's 75. That means that 1 unit of insulin would actually lower my blood sugar 75 milligrams per deciliter in the afternoon and evening. So this is important because it's part of the app's calculations. So what it looks like for me, yours could be completely different, but you type them in there. Then let's click next. Now we look at our carb ratios, our carbohydrate ratios. That means how many grams of carbs does 1 unit of insulin cover. So let's say for me it's 8 in the morning time, and then it's 10 later on. Again, because I'm more insulin sensitive in the afternoon and evening, I'll eat less insulin per grams of carbs. Okay, so that's what it looks like for me. Let's click next. So insulin usage profile. I don't use this one, to be honest. I personally don't think it's super important. If you do know that you use it for different times, you can do that. Let's click next. Exercise adjustment. I would leave this one as is and then adjust along the way. Okay, so this is, I'm going to go into more details on this later, but what it can help you do is how much you reduce your insulin for exercise. It's brilliant. I would say it's a little bit of an advanced feature, so let's not use that now. Let's click next. Here we go. Basal insulin dosing. So how many basal doses do you take a day? Do you take 1 or 3? So I take 1. What time do you take it? Well, this one I take at 9 a.m. in the morning, so I just put that in, and then how many units I take. So say 19. And this is just, it gives you a reminder, which is helpful. You can also choose 2, like 2 basal doses. A lot of people split their insulin, but yeah, let's choose next screen.
Reminder. So this is if you want the app to remind you of doses. I generally don't do that, but if you feel like you forget doses, maybe do a basal dose reminder or a post-meal blood sugar reminder. Let's go to the next screen. So this is the last screen here. You fill in your personal data. Once you've done that, you simply click done. As you see, there's green check marks all the way down. That means that we filled everything out as we should. And once you've done that, you click done up here in the left-hand corner and you're ready to go. All set.
So that was how you set up the RapidCalc app on your phone, and you're pretty much ready to get started now.
Let's open up the app. That's what it looks like when you open it up. So this is going to be a front page where you pretty much do everything. But let's start out with your basal. So if you click your basal up in the right-hand corner, it's telling me I don't have any doses due at this time. That's fine. It's because it's noon and my doses are at 9 a.m. But let's slide the slider up here to 19 units. If you take less, you just slide it down. Since I don't need it now, I click earlier time because I didn't take it right now. I actually took it back at noon this morning. So I slide to noon, click save, and there you go. Now my basal is saved. So if you click this little diary in the left-hand corner, you can see the actual dose. Click RapidCalc to go back. And again, this is your front page. So this is, we just logged our basal, but if you're going to do anything else, it's going to be here. So let's imagine that, your blood sugars are moving. So let's pull up this little blood drops. Let's say your blood sugar is actually 182, or my blood sugar is 182. It would suggest a dose of 1.6 units. And you can see that up top, how it's calculating that 1.6 unit. Okay, so far I haven't saved it. I just pulled the slider up to 182 milligrams per deciliter. Let's say that I'm also eating carbs. So I pull that little burger up to, let's say, 30 grams of carbs. And now it's up to 4.6 units recommendation. And you can see there up top how it calculates it based on the meal, corrections, and any IOB I might have. So let's say this is what I want to do. Then I also want to adjust for exercise. So it had the 4.6 units, but let's say that I'm doing moderate exercise for 15 to 30 minutes. See, it suggests I reduce the dose. Back to none. Let's get out of this. So let's say I'm not exercising. So I'm just going to click save. I can't change the time of when I took it here, but let's just stick with this. Hit confirm. And here it shows me the detail of the dose I just logged. If you click here on the side, you can see all the details and any notes that you might have. So let's click back. You do that in the left-hand corner, and we're back to our main screen. Okay, so now you can see, now we have an IOB of 4.5 units. So you can see that up top. And it's going to keep track of that, until it estimates your IOBs out of your body. And that's those 4 hours. So let's say, again, that we want to, my blood sugar is high again, now I'm 198. It's not going to recommend a dose because I already have IOB, active insulin, on board. So that's a brilliant part of it. It can help you not overdose. Same thing if, I say my blood sugar is very low, you can see here it comes up with some different recommendations up top. So in that sense, it's really brilliant. It can help you just keep track of what's going on, what's been going on for the last few hours. Same thing, now I added up some carbohydrates. It's actually, we're going to recommend not to take any additional insulin. You might want to listen to the recommendations, you might not. That's going to be up to you, your body, and how you manage the diabetes. Let's look at some of the reporting. So click down here and you can see more details here for the individual dose that you took. You can also click stats down in the left-hand corner. And here you can see all the statistics for, all your doses, which I think is pretty neat. So let's go back. You can also see it in visual. So there's only, because I only locked that basal dose, it's only going to be one, but you can see it also for meal times. So here you go. So let's go back. You can also see export, which is brilliant. So you can export this and send it directly to your medical team. So all good stuff. Let's go back to the main page. So these are the additional features, sort of the expert features, I would say. Let's say that you did not measure your blood sugar, so you don't want the calculator to take your blood sugar into consideration. However, you are eating carbs. So you can see I'm pulling a little hamburger up here. So as you can see up top in the calculation, now it's only taking your carbs into consideration. Let's say we're good with that. We're going to hit confirm, and here you can see the details again. If you click out on the right hand side, you can see the details. how it's only considering your carbs. So let's go back. And then let's hit the little mark here. Let's say that you want to make changes to whatever you put into the app about your carb ratios, etc. So you put in your password. It's going to give you a warning. That's fine. And then here you choose what you want to change. So let's say it's my basal insulin. I'm only taking it once still, but let's say I want to change my units because I only need 18 units there. Then I do that. I can click to the next, like reminders, or I can just click up in the left-hand corner. I'll come back to the main page. Hit done. Now it remembers that I only need 18 units.
To summarize, I think the RapidCalc app is a brilliant tool to help people on MDI, multiple daily injection, manage their diabetes. I've used it. I think it's brilliant. The downside is that you have to manually log everything in the app. Okay, so you see, if you have to put in your blood sugars, you have to actually log how much insulin you took. I do find that the benefit of doing that is, it's amazing, because all of a sudden you will know how much insulin do you have on board at all times. You don't have to do all the math on the go, and I think especially for corrections, that can be one of those things where a lot of us get a little unsure on how much insulin to take. And then the third thing is that you can actually export all that data and send it to your medical team before you see them next time. You don't have to do the manual logs. It's pretty brilliant. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you found this video useful. Let me know down in the comments if you've used the app, if you like it. Thank you so much for watching. So one of the bonus features of this app that I haven't seen in any other apps is that you can actually also use it for corrections or reductions in insulin if you're going to exercise, which is pretty darn cool. I would only use this feature if you know that you tend to go low during exercise. Some types of exercise might actually make your blood sugars rise. So for those types of exercise, you actually don't want less insulin. But let's say that you are going for a run, you're going for a jog, and you know that, or a walk for that matter, that type of activity will usually make your blood sugars drop. You can use that functionality, the exercise functionality, to help you calculate how much to reduce your dose. So let's say that we have it at 33%, like we did in the app. That would mean that if you hit that button and say, yes, I'm going to exercise, the app will automatically reduce the dose recommendation by 33%. That might not be enough for you. So if you find that you still go low, you might want to up it to 50% or 75%.